That's what I mean. That's why I hate being on camera. Exactly. Hi, I'm Jeremy Doublestein, and welcome to The Third Ring, where we explain the story behind the story. A lot of times we get this question: hey, can you just come and shoot my wedding? That's all I really care about. I'm not so interested in the interview stuff. If you're asking us that question, then we're probably not the best fit for you. We see that marriage is something more than just getting married. In fact, it takes a lot more to stay married than it does to get married in the first place. Paradoxically though, the very things that got you to the altar are probably the same things that are going to keep you out of the courtroom. And that's why our couple's stories are so important. Today, we're going to take a look at Kim and Anthony's story and explain how communication plays a huge role in keeping a marriage alive. We entitled their story A Beautiful Surprise, and there's a few reasons for that. Of course, I'll let you discover that on your own when you watch the video. But I will say this much: their meeting was a little unexpected. They were both just going to watch a playoff game at a sports bar, and they just happened to run into each other.
I noticed that this guy at the next table was just staring at me. I'm like, oh. So I had to whisper to my friend, like, you know,
look at him, he's staring at me. You know what I mean? And then she give me the little wave and look back at her girlfriends, and they all laugh. You know what I'm talking about?
But, as you might expect, the two were attracted to each other, exchanged phone numbers, and a conversation began. The twist happened, though, when Kim's brother was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and she had to leave town quickly in order to help him during his recovery. Now, this is one of the important parts of their story. You see, Anthony picked up on some cues here. He began pursuing her, in fact, even talked to her the entire time that she was driving all the way to Dallas.
And he actually talked to me most of the way. He was like, you know, that's a long drive, and you know, he kept me company while, you know, on Bluetooth. So it meant a lot, especially during that kind of stress.
That's something that meant quite a bit to Kim. But on top of that, he paid very close attention to her schedule and what mattered most to her. You'll hear Kim talk about that a little bit in the story. Anthony made a very conscious effort to make sure that he was not only communicating with Kim, but communicating with her appropriately.
But during that whole time, he called, he knew what time I was leaving the hospital. You know, after visitation, he would call to make sure I made it back to the house safely, and we had a chance to actually get to know each other during that time.
He knew exactly when she was going to leave the hospital after visiting hours, and made sure to talk about other things besides her brother, so that she could kind of get her mind off of the situation. That resonated so deeply with Kim that she can almost pinpoint the moment that she knew he was the right one to that very period of time.
But especially going through that kind of stress, the way he handled everything, gave me my, you know, space, but still attentive.
Communication is the lifeblood of any marriage, not just Kim and Anthony's. But the lesson that we can learn from them is about conscious communication. And that conscious communication begins by observing your spouse. What's going on in their life right now? What's causing them to hurt? What's causing them joy? Those are the starting points to begin those conscious conversations. And as in Kim and Anthony's case, it was the very thing that attracted them to each other, and ultimately will save their marriage. But it's difficult. As time goes on and life gets in the way, we forget to communicate. Of course, you're going to talk about the day-to-day stuff, the surface level things, but when was the last time that you honestly took an inventory of what's going on with your spouse and talked to them about that? So by creating the habit of a conscious conversation with our spouse, we'll find ourselves in more fulfilling and rewarding marriages. So think about it this way. By gauging the pulse of your spouse, you're going to draw closer to the heart of your relationship. So thanks, Kim and Anthony, for sharing your story with us. It's a great reminder about the power of conscious conversation. So I hope you enjoy their story.
Did a whole lot of talking. Whole lot of talking.
All talking.
All talking. Look at him, he's staring at me. You know what I mean? And then she give me the little wave and look back at her girlfriends, and they all laugh. You know what I'm talking about? She might not have known at the time, but yeah.